So talking about these tests that we're wanting to do, initially just a couple of simple tests. First is we draw a line about 6 inches away from a wall, and we have our student position about a 4-inch round sticker. Both of those, this is 4 inches diameter, this is also about 4 inches. You can use anything that is contrasting color that you can see visually. Have them place that sticker there, and then you want to line them up to where their head is completely obstructing the sticker. So right now, the orange one is pretty much obstructed. And then the exercise is when a clapping noise or some loud noise that you can physically see on the camera. So if I take the clacker and hide behind Bob over here and clack, somebody is sitting there doing that. When I hear that noise, my job is to get out of the way of a coming punch, which is represented by whichever sticker you use, and not just matrix it, but physically sidestep and cover using your hands to make sure you are covering what's coming at you, but you are also moving offline. And then the clock will start from the moment the sound, and you can visually see the clapper hitting, and then once that sound happens, the timer starts, and however long it takes me to get completely clear of whichever sticker or item. It could be just a piece of paper, you printed something on it and stuck it up against the wall. So that's that first exercise. You're measuring the time it takes you from the input, which is sound, to get sideways and cover. If the person doesn't cover, it doesn't count. All right? The second exercise, we're measuring 2 things. Chalk works really good. If I draw, what I want to get is I want the student to be parallel to the ground and perpendicular, and find that spot where this is perpendicular and the arm is parallel, and they can physically touch a point on body opponent bag, one of those bags, or I'll show using the ball also. Because what we're looking for is you get in that position, and then with chalk I can go around the feet and mark where that is so I know where everything's supposed to be. I can even draw a chalk outline around Bob if we're going to have to move him between sessions. So then, as we do this exercise, you start recording, and the person on their own, there's no noise, there is no visual stimulus at this point. They just try to punch that particular spot. And so I'm using just little black dot stickers right now on Bob, and I want to hit that point as fast as possible. Now, when you go back and replay those, if the student goes from relax to make a fist and punch, that contraction of the fingers is when the timer starts. If they lean into it, that's when this timer starts. If they pull their hand up, whatever motion starts, changes them from just being here in a relaxed state to punching, that is when the timer starts. Okay, so you can use body opponent bag, you can use just a regular, any solid thing that you're not going to punch through, obviously. Tony actually prefers this one. This orange ball shows up really good. So obviously that one, it's a little bit too tall for me there, but I can wrap it around one or both of the portions of the grip. Obviously I'd have to redraw my footwork here, but there's my particular position. I can get that back, get it in place. And again, anytime I make any motion, that's exactly when the timer starts, and then you drag it from there. So those are the two exercises. The other thing for test number 2 that we record other than just time from point A to point B is the degree of angle on an arm. Naturally, if you just hang your arms down loose and relax, we've measured every student in class and it comes out somewhere around 165 is the mean, the average right now. As people come up, the more you bend, the more you're doing 2 motions rather than 1. So we're trying to measure and see if we can get the correlation in to how far you bend prior to hitting, get the correlation between the speed, the time of your reaction, and the amount of degrees that you bend your arm. So that's about 90 degrees. Students may be here, they may be here, wherever. We want to get a correlation between time and how far the arm is bent.